All right, family, so we are talking money, all things money in today's video. Now, you guys have saw me go from here, 1-bedroom apartment, both my kids, single mother, making probably like $8.50 an hour. Y'all, it was a struggle for something credit score, like here to where I am now, where we sit comfortably in the 600s. We are saving money, we're doing all the things, and we are on the cusp of purchasing a home. So this year for me is all about preparation for preparing, same word, to purchase our home. So your girl is buckling down, and I am telling you what tips or what things I am taking into 2022 for my personal finances. So hopefully this conversation is going to help spark an internal conversation and help you to start thinking about what you need to do to get where you want to be in your finances for 2022. So these are quick, simple, easy tips. A lot of them are things that we've already talked about before, but I'm just going to round it all up in one conversation. So let's get into the finance talk. So the first thing about money is knowing where your money is going. Now, I'm not on no Dave Ramsey stuff. I am on that, y'all. You've got to have a budget. You got to know where it's going. This year, honestly, I have kind of like, gone away with the budget. And that was because we started a couple businesses. There was a lot of upfront costs. So my money was just like going all over the place. And that's why I'm trying to reel it in this year, because it was a whole hot mess. I didn't know where my money was going. Things would just come through automatic that I just wasn't tracking. I was like clutch my pearls. I don't like any of this. So we are back, and I create a budget every month. So don't get it twisted. I create a budget every month, but creating and sticking to your budget. So let me tell you quickly what I do. But the biggest takeaway from this part is that you have to figure out what works for you. It took me years, okay? Years to figure out what system works for me. I took all these different things that different finance people were talking about, and I put a couple together, but I had to figure out what I liked and what I didn't like about budgeting. I learned that from trial and error, and it's okay to be in a trial and error mindset, because there's no way to figure out what you like if you don't try things out. So for me, I use a calendar budget and a paycheck budget merged together. I take a calendar and I put down every single bill that I owe for that month. Y'all, even the $2.99 for iTunes, okay? Every single thing. And most of these are reoccurring bills, but there's some things that come every couple months or whatever, just one time, quarterly, whatever. Whatever you got to pay that month, go ahead and stick it on there. You can see what needs to be paid before each pay period. And then I start to create my working budget. So I only do 2 weeks at a time. I'm only doing a paycheck budget. So even though on my calendar, I have the full view of everything that I owe that month, I only put what I owe for that 2-week period. I do the old school, like this is how much my paycheck is minus this bill. This is how much that's left minus this bill. This is how much that's left. And then I am going into cash envelope system. Essentially what that is things that you can pay in cash, paying in the cash. Taking an envelope. When I get my book, I will show you guys a more in-depth. I'll probably do a reel or something. So make sure that you are subscribed or follow the Instagram. Dylan! Boy, I'm filming. Can you do that in a little bit? Y'all, he got a microphone. He just in there getting it. I'm like, shh, he right here. His room is right here. I plan on going to cash envelopes, so you don't have to do that. You can just create a budget and stick to your budget, period. Number 2, know your credit, sis. If you don't know your credit score, why? I don't understand. Now, let's be real, because I have credit cards, right? And on the credit card, they give you a little, this your credit. They lying, okay? Not accurate. So I went to purchase a car, and I was like, this is what my credit is. Like, this number ain't my credit. Nuh-uh. My Credit One app say that this is my credit. And it was like, nah, sis. Nope, not accurate. So what I personally use is the Experian app. So you can get it for free. You can see your credit, your overall credit, what you owe, and then also you can pay $20 a month to have additional features and lock your credit. So I pay the $20 a month. I invest in my credit because I am locking it so there's no fraud. There's nothing. If I want to purchase something, I have to actively go on there, unlock it, and it's just this additional step. So then you have to really think, should I be applying for credit right now? Should I? No. So you can actually lock your credit if you pay the $20, but don't get it twisted. You don't have to. It is a free app. It shows you your complete credit score, everything you owe, all the numbers that you've ever had, all the addresses that you've ever had, and you can get a glimpse of your other credit scores. So you can only refresh the other ones that are not Experian once a month, but it's worth seeing what they're talking about too, because they are not equal. All credit scores are not equal. All three bureaus are not equal. And what I learned is there's a different type of credit score that is used for each thing. So there's one for houses, there's mortgages, there's one for cars, there's one for credit card and general lending. So everybody looking at a different number. So you need to know what numbers they're looking at so you can be better prepared, and it helps you with paying things off. Okay. So get an app, monitor your credit, know what it looks like. Or if you don't want to do that, just do freeannualcreditreport.com. That is a free yearly credit report. And the trick to that is you get one credit pull from all three of the bureaus. Just do them at a different time. Just write it down. So in January, I'm going to do Experian. And then around April, I'm going to do TransUnion, see what they're talking about. And then around November-ish, I'm going to do Equifax. So you've gotten 3 credit pulls with that one free account. Why? Because you did different pulls. You didn't pull all 3 at the same time. And that's the clutch to that. The third tip for your finances is to buy in bulk. Sis, buy in bulk. And it does not matter what your household size looks like. Buy in bulk. So we were at Costco the other day and he was like, these are big. Like, why is there so much deodorant in here? Like, why is there so much? Why everything's so big? And he was just talking about the size of each package. And I said, well, if you buy more at one time, you don't have to buy it as often. And the price is actually cheaper. And he was like, it's not. It's more expensive. But the price per unit is cheaper. Not 10 years old, he ain't worried about that. He like, nah, sis, you could have got this dish detergent for $1. But as an adult, you understand the price per unit is less when you buy more. So even if you have a household of 1, even if you're a single person with no kids, buy your personal items, your Dove soap, your toothbrushes, the things that you use all the time and don't switch up. Buy your non-perishable foods and your household cleaners in bulk. That way you don't have to buy them. If you're a single person with no kids, you probably have to go to Costco maybe once every 2-3 months to stock up on the things that you need. And that's it. So that's an expense that you won't have every month that someone who's going to Dollar Tree or Walmart and just getting one little thing is going to have. So it's a little bit more on the front end, but honestly, it's going to save you in the long run. So number 4 is savings and possibly a no buy. So let's go into the savings. Now Renee, am not a saver. I do not like to save. I hate saving. I just never really grew up with saving money and just sticking it to the side. But Renee at 35 needs to save money. Okay? Renee at 35 needs to have a nest egg and an emergency fund, some money just because it's just sitting in the account doing nothing, right? Renee at 35 needs to save. So I had to figure out ways that I would actually enjoy saving. Again, experiment. It didn't work for me just to throw money into my savings account that's naturally attached to my checking account monthly, because you see it every time I log into online banking. I see it and I'm like, well. So one thing that I did was get a banking account at a place that's a little bit harder. So I have the Capital One checking account. I forget what it's called specifically, but it take about 3-4 days for it to get over there. And it take me like 3-4 days to get it out. So when I put it in there, it's stuck. It's sitting. It's not moving. So get you an account that's a little bit harder. Every time you log in, you're not going to see it. Get an account like that. Or it's free. It's no fees. It's none of that. None of that. And if I need the money, I can get it. But it's for planned things because it does take like 3-4 days. Envelope systems or things like that where I'm just going to put the money in a safe place and just not touch it. Just let it just be there. So I'm going to do the envelope savings this year. I just want to see how much I can squirrel away. And I'm not going to do the weekly, the 52 week, because I don't get paid weekly. So that's not going to work for me. But I am going to do monthly. So every month I'm just going to put squirrel money to the side. And in December, at the end of the year, we will see how much we have and put in a savings account. Or if I'm like this close to paying something off, we're just going to pay something off. So it's going to help me in the long run. And then the fifth, you guys have heard this before, is sinking funds. So if you've never heard of a sinking fund, a sinking fund is honestly just squirreling money to the side for things you know is coming up. Y'all, every year is Christmas. Every year there's birthdays. There's a trip, possibly if you know next year you guys are going on a specific trip. There's that. There's things that happen every single year. Yet when October and November come, we're like, oh, dang, time to get started for Christmas. You can do this for bills as well. You can do so for the state that we used to live in. We would have to pay car tax. And every November, I would be like, dang, now I owe $200. Really messed up my budget. So instead of doing that, save for it throughout the year. So if I'm saving for something that I know comes in November and I start in January or December, I have 11 months to save for it. That way I can put less to the side. My budget will be less affected and I still have the money for the thing I need when it comes up. So it is pre-saving, planning for the things that you need and saving for them in advance or throughout the year. So it's easier to take $20, $25 a month and squirrel it to the side instead of taking $275 at one time. That's really going to affect your budget. So the thought of sinking funds, now I say this every year, y'all, I ain't steadfast with it, but this 2022, we are doing sinking funds. We are doing a Christmas sinking fund. If it ain't coming out that envelope, they ain't getting it. They ain't getting it if it ain't coming out that envelope. Now, I cannot be one of those people who do the cash and, stuffing. I love those videos. I watch those videos. And y'all, they really, really get numbers, but I just... it's people that really know me out here in this world. Like, I just can't be telling y'all, showing y'all where I'm keeping my little coins, okay? So I won't be doing that, but I will tell you at the end how it works, how much we have, and I'll probably take you guys shopping with me, possibly. So sinking funds, I'm telling you, if you've never done it, you absolutely positively should. So again, guys, we are at a point in our life where we know better. There's so many people talking about finance, talking about money, talking about building credit, establishing wealth, breaking generational curses, okay? I want to be the first in my family to do a lot of things. And in order to do that, I have to be better with my money. And so do you, because we're doing this together. We are a team. So guys, take this and have a conversation with yourself. Now's the time to be like, you know what, Renee? It's time. It's time for me to get my money in order. Let me really start researching and looking and seeing what is going to work for me, so that way I can get my money right, so that way I can start to live the life that I want to live, the way that I want to live, so I can be the rich auntie, because that's goals right there. So guys, I thank you so much for watching. Please, please, please like this and share it. If it was good for you, then it's going to be good for one of your friends. It's going to be good for someone else in your life. And I'm telling you, sis, I'm telling you, it's going to help someone else kind of spark that conversation within themselves and get them back on track. So like this, share this, please subscribe, please join the internet community. I would love to have you part of it. And go over to Instagram. Go check me out over there, because she is very, very, very busy over there. And I would love for you to be part of that community as well. So I will see you guys in the next video and or vlog. But until next time, bye.